Hi, Bianca. Welcome to Bob's Radio.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You know,
How
I
are
just
you?
don't, I'm good. I just don't want to make it sound like, oh wow, we're so cool that we're doing this for the first time. We did have a technical glitch earlier too. Blame it on the technology. But it's a pleasure to connect with you again and do this from the start. Maybe we could correct all the mistakes you did earlier on.
Sure.
All right. So, of course, we did come to understand that you come from Bombay and you have Mangalorean roots, which is from Karnataka. So, I would say you're like, one of our
Yes.
girls, one of our very own as well. So, we're still proud that there's a girl from Karnataka with some form or the other still doing some great music.
Yeah, that sounds nice to hear.
And you know what
Yes,
sounds even
Mangalore
nice
girl.
to hear? I think you should hear this. I told you this earlier as well. Is we played out your music to a lot of people, and we did get some amazing feedback in terms of the kind of production the songs got, and your voice, of course. And everybody's been talking really good about the song. So I wanted to just share this with you and say, well done, man. And I don't have to say this
Thank
to
you.
prove it, but like you said earlier, always a new voice coming out to say that to you is definitely something sweet to the ears.
Yes, definitely. And for production, Siddhant Mishra is the producer for this track, and he is amazing, man. I mean, he's programmed the drums. You won't even know that. I mean, if you listen to the song for the first time, it's hard to figure out that it's a produced track.
Right.
I mean, some of it, yes, definitely produced, but the drums, the guitars are live on the track. But the rest of it is all programmed and it's all done by this amazing producer, Siddhant Mishra. He's just too good.
I'm very curious to understand, the kind of production that's gone into it. Like when you said, of course, the guitars are live, the rest of it is all programming. But
Yeah,
it sounds so crisp. It's real
I'm
good
so glad.
quality sound. And we'll
Yes.
come to that part as well. But first, we'll get to understand who is Bianca, apart from just being a Bombay girl and this amazing singer who's got some good songwriting skills as well. But when did she start? How has this all come by? This is what we have to find out as well, and of course, a little more about Bianca. So, Bianca, tell us: have you been a singer all your life, like from your childhood, or is it something like I think I should, start doing this now? Like it's something that hit you a little later in life.
Yeah, so I have always enjoyed and loved music and singing, but I've always been a shy girl who would not sing in front of people, and even my parents didn't know until I was a teenager that I could sing. And I'd never trained in music before. I only started training since last year, and that's how it all began. So I started writing music in 2021 because in 2020 I bought a ukulele because my friend told me that I wanted to buy a guitar. Basically, he told me that you know what, buy a ukulele first, and it'll be easier for you to learn guitar then. I was like, yeah, everybody's doing it. I'll also buy a ukulele. Let's see. Nothing to do in the lockdown. And then
Uh-huh.
that's how it all started to start doing covers. And that led me to start writing my own music. And that too because of my friend pushing me. He was like, no, write
Mhm.
something. I was like, you're crazy. I can't write. I have never written anything. I mean, writing emails is all I know. So he was like, no, do something. Just write two lines. I know you have it in you. I was like, okay, fine, I'll start writing. And then I randomly one day just opened the notes on my phone and started writing. And that's how it all began. I wrote a whole song in one day. And I was like, where is it coming from? I had no idea. How
Okay.
did I end up writing a whole song? And yeah, that's how it all started. And then I started coaching and that's how I learned the technicalities behind writing a song and stuff. I had written a bunch of songs before I started training, but then after I started training, I learned what all goes into writing a song. And I recently also did an intensive songwriting course with my mentor and learned a lot of new things that goes into songwriting. So yeah, now I'm eligible to write songs for other people as well.
I mean, we hope for you to reach the heights of someone like a Dua Lipa who's written songs to a lot of people and has her own share of success as a performer and a singer. But for
Fingers
you to
crossed.
say that you did this in a day, like, just one day you decided to write, and that day you just finished off a song, and today that song is probably putting you on the map in terms of music, man. That is something. Not many people,
Yeah,
or
but
maybe
that doesn't
you were just
happen
born this
every
way, like
time.
Lady Gaga said.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen every time. You don't just finish a song in a day every time. It takes days, it takes weeks. Sometimes it just doesn't come to you. Sometimes it happens in 30 minutes. So it all depends on inspiration. And yeah, and by the way, this song that I wrote, the my very first song is going to be my next release. That's hopefully coming out in by the end of this month or next month.
We're looking forward to that. We just want to know how that's going to sound because Ulje Dil is, of course, what is that word you say in Hindi? Pigla Dil, no? Because the music is melting your heart with some great tunes. Is that how you say it?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, not
Pigla.
bad. Not bad. But
Yes.
Bianca, it's still like you said. You really never know when the time comes in when that song happens in a days or 2 weeks. That, of course, is one of you can say it's luck. It's whatever the time that you put in. But to just decide to leave a corporate career and get into singing, that doesn't happen in one day, right?
Yeah.
That comes from a
Yeah.
certain place of thought and whatever that has gone through with you. So, what is this reason and call to leave like a corporate career and then get into singing, starting afresh that too, without any, I would say musical influence, of course, but not any knowledge in terms of writing or what you're going to do. You've not performed anywhere, but how did that start? What is the reason for it?
So it was in me that I never really wanted to have a corporate career as such. I just went on doing what everybody's doing, and that's all that happened. Parents say get a job, focus on your studies, and then get a job. That's all I did, and never really got a chance to do what I want to do. So it was always there, were like within me that I want to do more. This is not what I actually want to do. I'm not happy. So I had already started writing songs before, like when I was working as a corporate employee, and so I used to come home from work and then finish writing my songs and stuff like that. I used to come home and practice. So yeah, that had already started, but then to decide to leave and then do this full time was not easy. It took me a while to think over it. But my biggest push was my husband. He was the one who he's always been there, like for me. He was the one who said, no, if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Do what you really want to do, or do what makes you happy. Because he's a dancer, he's a dance instructor. And he keeps saying, what if people had told me to get a job in a bank? I wouldn't be happy. I would be happy dancing. So yeah, that's what he was the one who really pushed me into it, saying,
I
do
mean,
whatever
only
makes you.
one artist understands the pain of another artist or the urge or the heart of another artist. Just put it across. Heartist,
Yeah.
heart to heart. Well, what can I say? And also, I must tell you this: the moment you mentioned husband, I thought this girl must have been pretty young. I'm sure whoever's watching this also is like, oh man, thought you were single.
No,
But it's
yeah. So
good
I
to
got
have
married
someone.
early.
You got that? Do you get that a lot? Or you're married?
Yeah, I do. I do. Because I got married early. I was 23 when I got married. So yeah, I do get that a lot.
Okay, we'll not brood a little more on that. We'll just head into. I mean, I was going to ask you who is your biggest support. You already mentioned it is your husband. Do you want give a mention to his name and say something to him? Since your song is doing
Yes,
all the
so
wonders.
yes, of course, of course. So yeah, his name is Prashant Mohan. People know him by the name of Pra. And yeah, he works. So we met at work. I used to work with Shamak Dawar, the dance choreographer,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, he is still working there. And that's how we met, and we fell in love and we got married.
Wow.
And yeah, that's how it all happened. And
From
he
dance
is
to love
my
to
biggest
music.
cheerleader.
This is all like
Yes.
had to come together. How can
No,
it
but
not?
yeah. Although I was not a dancer there, I used
Uh-huh.
to work into operations and administration and all of that. I was in the corporate office.
Okay. So that's the
Yeah.
corporate. When you say you were in corporate, no, for all of us in Bangalore, it's like, oh, she must be for some tech company, maybe a bank. And then, of course,
Yeah.
there is a
No,
certain
but
side of corporate
I'm
too.
also worked.
There is a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
side
No,
of
but I've
corporate
also
too.
worked into
Yeah.
proper corporate offices as well.
Okay. I'm not saying
Like
Shamak
proper
Gaon is not
corporate
a
companies.
corporate, okay? Don't catch me and hold me for this. I'm just saying it's two different ways of looking at, when you talk about corporates in
Yeah.
Bangalore and how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
No, but
sure.
Like if you see the working culture is not really corporate. It's really fun. I mean, the work is work, but then it's not exactly corporate. I
If
mean, it can't be, right? It's a dance
the
company.
way you just said it, if someone from Bangalore would listen to it, then it's not a corporate. With a straight face, they would just say to you, it's not corporate, but it's fun. Then it's not a corporate.
No, it is a corporate, but the work culture is it's slightly different.
I'm
It's more
sure it
fun.
is.
Oh,
I'm
sorry
sure
for
it
all
is.
the noise.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we will not give in too much of plug-in for Shamak Davar anyway. This is about you. So we've given a little bit of spotlight anyway.